just continues to thicken every single episode. Actual genius. You know that the romance is going to be all the cute feelings. Hello YouTube, my name's Marie. Today we are going to do a wrap-up video for just the shows I've been watching lately. I don't know exactly the time frame because I haven't kept track, but I know there's quite a few that I've been watching that I've been wanting to talk about. With school starting, that is like consuming, I would say, 95% of my time. So I want to jump right in there and talk about the two shows that I'm going to be dropping, or that I have already dropped. One being Stranger. I have a first impression for Stranger and I'll put it below. And now Stranger won the last You Pick and I'll Watch vote that I put up. I don't know how often I am going to be able to do those going forward. I might not do one again until Christmas break because, like, oh my gosh, school, guys. I'm not gonna really say much about Stranger because my thoughts are very well explained in that first impression. If you're curious, you can go and take a look. I recognize it's a really quality show with some great acting and interesting mystery, but just like when I leave the show, I don't think about it at all. So if I'm going to allow myself some time to really wind down and watch a K-drama right now, it is not going to be given to a show that I don't absolutely love. So the same can be said for When I Was the Most Beautiful. Now, in the first impression, I really held out hope that the show would develop into something I really enjoyed, especially because I like two of the main actors and actresses. With episode 4, it's kind of developing in a way that I now no longer like, and so I'm just gonna be dropping it. Alright, and now we're moving on to two shows that I did attempt to watch, one of them being School 2017, and I put this one on because I had no idea what I wanted to watch in the moment, and I was just not impressed in any way. It really felt dated. Like, I'm surprised this came out in 2017 and not like 2015 or something. It just felt so dated to me. Yeah, I believe I watched one full episode, but I just had no interest to go back and watch more. Then I have Record of Youth. This one truly surprises me because it's starring Park Bo-gum. I am a huge fan of him, and every time he comes out with a new drama, I really do sincerely hope it succeeds. But I just can't get into this one. Like, I am still on the first episode. I've gone back to watch it 3 times and I just can't. Nothing about it is hooking me. I actually don't like some of the editing choices. I don't like the script or the delivery of the script. It almost feels like they're acting on stage. Like, I don't like how all of the elements for the show are clicking together. Then I watched a movie being Alive. I think we all want Alive to be the next Train to Busan, but unfortunately I don't think this is that. Now, Alive is about a zombie outbreak and a young man who gets trapped in his apartment and his goal to survive. The viewing process was like a 3.5. And then at the end, very anticlimactic. Seems a little bit like the characters have plot armor, which I didn't find very satisfying at all. It centers around this young man who's trapped in his apartment. It didn't have the claustrophobia or the anxiety that I wanted from a show about that premise. It didn't quite cut it for me. Then I ended up rewatching Kingdom, but not fully and not intentionally, because my fiance Garner ended up putting it on and he was watching it with the English dub. Don't get mad at him for that. He just wanted to watch something while he was gaming. You can't read subtitles while you're gaming. And so I kind of like popped in and out while he was watching it just to see what episode he was on, and I watched probably, I would say, 4 full episodes with him through the course of the first and second season, and that is the way you should watch Kingdom. You should binge the first and second season all together, because the first season is all like character development, it's all story development, it's all the development, and then the second season is like the climax. So if you watch them apart like I did not go back to rewatch the first season before starting the second. It feels quite disjointed. really good, high quality, both of them, but the best way to watch the series is to watch them back to back. Okay, now let's talk about my current favorites that I've been watching. From least favorite, but still a favorite, to my most favorite, and I really think my most favorite is going to surprise you guys. I don't know how popular my most favorite is. I have not made a first impression on it yet, although I really sincerely hope I do get the chance because I want to talk about this show in more depth. Starting with number 3, and that is I am going back and I'm watching Designated Survivors, the 60 days. Oh, there, I think my camera was focusing on my door for a moment, so I apologize about that. Anyways, Designated Survivor 60 days. This is about a terrorist attack that happens in Korea, resulting in the bombing of the National Assembly House. I want to call it the Blue House, but I believe the Blue House is where the president actually lives, so if someone knows the distinction between those, let me know down below. But at the time of the bombing, there was a massive assembly that was happening, and so the vast majority of Korea's top tier, their leaders, their political leaders, were all present at this assembly, and all of them but one died. Could you just imagine the chaos that would ensue through the viewpoint of our male lead, who is a minister of the ruling party at the time, who happened to not be at the assembly, and I won't spoil all of the circumstances of why he wasn't at the assembly. But he wasn't there, and so based on Korea's constitution, he becomes acting prime minister for 60 days until the next election. I love the storytelling craft that's on display. Some of the best storytelling elements within this show that had the most impact for me personally was about our male lead and him becoming acting president, and they frame it by showing him being uncomfortable in his shoes, and I can't, it was actual genius. There's that old saying that like you can't judge until you walk a mile in someone's shoes, and then these shoes, these dress shoes that he wears, were actually a gift from the now deceased president. So it's so genius. The nights that I don't have a new episode from a currently airing show to watch, I watch an episode of Designated Survivor. So I will be very slowly working my way through this 16 episode series. If you want a review of it once I'm done, please let me know down below. Number 2, my second favorite watch currently, is Flower of Evil. Again, I have a first impression down below. In that first impression, I am extremely excited and loving the show, and that has not changed. It's only increased. The plot just continues to thicken every single episode. And I'm very impressed by the fact that we do get a smart villain that balances how smart our protagonist, our male lead, is. So talk about a really attractive, crazy person. I'm just saying. I will probably watch episode 13 tonight. Now, you're wondering, if Flower of Evil is not my favorite, what possible currently airing show could be my favorite? And that is Do You Like Brahms? It's about a university graduate who's finishing up her degree with violin. And she's not the most skilled player. She's actually placing last in her class. She's really a person who's coming at the violin and music with a dream and not natural talent. And she ends up getting an internship at a music foundation, a place that puts on a lot of concerts and the planning of it all. She then meets our male lead, who is a very talented, world-renowned, has won many piano competitions. She meets this pianist. And at first it's really just them supporting each other as strangers, but they have such good chemistry that you know that the romance is going to be all the cute feelings. It's going to be adorable. But I think the best way that I can describe this show as bittersweet because it both makes me want to cry and also uplifts me. So their romance is the cutest adult romance I have ever seen, because are not pushy, they're a little bit awkward together, they're very, very giddy, they just want to smile and like laugh together. It's super wholesome, it's very innocent so far. If you liked the tone and overall pace of, say, A Piece of Your Mind and that relationship dynamic and how that romance kind of played out, I would really recommend you check out Do You Like Brahms? And that, you guys, is all the time I have for today. Let me know what you are currently watching down below if you want me to do a full review of Designated Survivor, and also if you're watching Do You Like Brahms? I am so in love. Alright, have a good day and a good night. Bye.